Welcome to the show, everybody. How you guys doing? This is the Beer Snobs. We're at Daemon's Corner, and we have a special show. This is the last show of the year. The next time we do a show, it's going to be 2014. And to do our final show of the year, we brought back Beer Snob Shauna.
Hello.
Originally scheduled for the show was Big Rob. This is going to sound like I'm being mean, but he's literally too butthurt to be here. And so he's on meds and bed rest. And
I hope you get better, Rob.
But we're going to try to make do. Of course, Shauna's a great guest. So
I hope so.
Yeah, it's been at least 3 shows since you've been here. So.
Oh yeah, it's been a while.
So I'm sure people are wondering how you've been.
Oh, I've been fabulous. Just, working a lot, and I'm really thirsty for some beer.
Aren't we all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but first, of course.
But
first. As in, stick it out. Put it forward. We got one segment before we get to that, and that segment, of course, is Beer News. Last show was a show before Christmas, and I didn't do any Christmas stories. So I thought, since we're in between Christmas and New Year's, that I should do some.
Sounds good to me.
So the first story, Canadian brewery making beer out of Christmas trees.
What? So it's an IPA.
Yes. You know that piney beer? Really? No, it's pine. It's really pine this time. I'm not joking. A Canadian brewery has figured out a way to turn Christmas trees into gifts that keep on giving. Garrison Brewing Company in Halifax has started producing limited edition batches of Spruce beer using Christmas trees. Spruce beer is a traditional Canadian brew that was also popular in the U.S. at times I ever heard of. Garrison brewmaster Daniel Gerard grew up hearing tales about his grandfather's Spruce beer. So then I decided to work on it and see how I would have made a Spruce beer myself if I were the first settler like years ago. He said, I know that the Americans would do it because George Washington made Spruce beer. But how do Canadians know things that we don't know about George Washington?
Yeah.
I guess we'll take your word for it, buddy. But the traditional brew is made with spruce sprigs, fir twigs, malt, bootstrap molasses, dates, and hops. And it's a 7.5% alcohol beer.
Yeah, I don't want to try that. It just
you don't want to drink a Christmas tree?
No.
Really? You're not into the spirit? Why do you hate baby Jesus? Why do you hate baby Jesus? Don't hate
I'm sorry, Jesus, but I'm just not into Christmas
because
trees.
Spruce trees and beer have everything to do with the baby Jesus. Why do you hate the baby Jesus?
Oh, it's all about Jesus. That's why we always do this.
Final comments here. Just some wonderful aromas that come off of it. It feels like you're out in the winter evening, walking through the woods. It's pretty wonderful. You just can't feel your toes anymore because it's starting to kick in a little bit. Titus said, how Canadian can you get, eh? We like to party. Party like it's 1749.
So is there a maple in this too?
No, it's molasses.
Why not maple?
But because apparently this is an American beer, not a Canadian
an American
beer.
Canadian beer.
Well, this is an American beer that apparently the Canadians copied and made their traditional beer. I've never heard of a freaking Spruce beer in America, but
yeah, I have not either. And if it is, it's got to be an IPA. And I don't know. It sounds nasty to me. It sounds a little too intense. Might as well just drink some Pine Sol.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's go through the traditional flavors of Stone and find something that'll taste a little more to your liking.
Yeah.
And that was story number 1, and that's all credits to Evan Bleer of UPI.com. And our next story, this is story number 2, how to make good use of flat leftover beer from your Christmas party.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I thought this one was useful because, you may have already dumped out the beer from your Christmas party, but New Year's is coming. And there's always some dick who doesn't drink all his beer at New Year's left over everywhere. So I figured this might be useful for those people as well. Starting off here, ever had the problem of undrink beer sitting around wastefully in bottles, cans, or glasses after a house party?
With all those gnats in them.
It actually says sigh. Sigh.
The gnats.
It's flat, warm, and disgusting. You could play a hearty round of morning after beer roulette, the thrilling game where if you find a half-empty vessel, you challenge someone to rock, paper, scissors, and the winner downs it in one. possible floating cigarette butt and all.
Oh, God.
But here's the beer problem solved more efficiently. Waste not, want not. Here are some creative and unexpected uses for old beer that folks came up with in Japan.
It's always Japan. They always come up with the creative ideas here.
Yeah. Let's see. Number 1, beer leftovers for cleaning.
Really?
It says, so you're looking around the rooms of your house, beer may be splashed on every wall, and now you can use the remaining beer for cleaning. Really? Perfect. I love that beer smell.
That leftover beer smell.
The alcohol and possibly vitamin E in beer removes grease. Wet a cloth or paper towel with leftover beer, and you may be able to remove grease and oil stains, including stains on flooring or windows that don't come off with water. Some say you can rub it on wooden furniture with a cloth and it gets it looking pretty good, but definitely spot check first before you put beer everywhere.
You see, I'm a cleanaholic. I love shit to be clean, but I don't want to clean my furniture and my grease stains with cigarette encrusted old beer. And that's to go with it.
All right. Here's number 2. Use old beer in cooking. Soaking in beer.
I don't know.
Soaking in beer can tenderize tough meat. Also, you probably heard of beer battered fish and chips. But have you heard of beer battered tempura or fritters? Beer evaporates more easily than water and may even turn into little crunchy bubbles when deep fried because of the carbonation. You could use beer in Japanese hot pot dish sukiyaki in place of old-fashioned rice wine sake, or use it to pickle cucumber. Just mix slices of cucumber with a little sugar, salt, and beer in a plastic bag and leave them for half a day.
Well, I am making beer battered chili rellenos tomorrow.
Chili rellenos.
Whatever.
All right, here's number 3. Give it to your plants. A lot of people just do that anyway, just dump it in the planter. And
yeah.
Thinking, feed me Seymour. This is what they actually wrote on there, seriously. Even if your house plant isn't as rapacious as one from the Little Shop of Horrors, it may enjoy a tipple.
A tipple.
The acid in beer can kill fungi and insect pests, or at least get them drunk and make them easier to kill. While the sugar content provided the plant with nutrition. However, make sure your plant consumes in moderation. Don't apply too much beer directly to leaves or roots, and dilute with water if you're pouring it over leaves. It's probably better dribbled sparingly into the soil.
Well, I have heard that snails are really great drinking buddies, so...
Well, that's really funny. Number 4 is kill slugs. Slugs love beer. They also love munching on pretty much everything in your garden, or sometimes just wandering around the kitchen or bathroom, leaving disgusting slimy trails in their wake. Your bathroom? Who the fuck gets slugs in their bathroom?
It depends
what kind of nasty, sloppy bitch are you that you have slugs running around your bathroom?
Well,
disgusting.
There are parts of the country that can get that kind of shit.
So what better way to lure them to their doom than with their favorite drink, of course, which you just happen to have some of that you're not in need of. I'll put some old beer in a saucer and fill it with intoxicated drowned slugs as they're drawn to its pleasing aroma. Mwahaha.
That's the best use for old beer ever.
The mwahaha is actually written here. With alternatives like these, there's no excuse for wasting undrunk beer. Cheers to the holiday season. And that was our second story. This one from rocketnews24.com by Rona Moon. And that is it for beer news.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's me applauding.
Yeah. So now let's get to the beer.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. Beer number 1. Oh, I don't know about the smell on this one.
Yeah, I kind of, was feeling the same way, and I have been sipping on this a little bit during the beer news, and not totally feeling it. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Shauna with a lack of patience.
Oh God. Do you really have to ask? It's always me that has a lack of patience here.
Well, the color is that is just a tint away from piss yellow.
It tastes. It kind of reminds me of a saison in a way, because it's got that peppery flavor to it.
Kind of has that shit flavor to it of a beer that tastes like crap. This tastes like this. It just on first glance, first smell, first taste, I would say this is a cheap lager.
It could be. It's not exactly my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah, it's got that appley taste. This is completely unimpressive, and I'm gonna have to choke this down.
I'm not picking up the appley taste, but
it's the slight apple.
But
taste.
I am picking up the like skunky lager taste.
It's a slight apple taste. It's in all bad lagers. It's the one thing that runs through it. Like,
did you give us Heineken? Did you give us Heineken?
Oh God, let's get the reveal. Come on.
Oh wow,
it's Lagunitas Pils. This is Lagunitas Brewing Company's Pils. They're Czech style Pilsner. Here's the description. Our only lager. God damn it. Brewed with loads of imported Saaz hops and a bottom fermenting yeast strain that leaves it a bit lighter with a lot of smoothness. Wow. Okay. It's 6% ABV.
Well,
big freaking deal. Now this is the part I think is a little more offensive. $1.79 per 12-ounce bottle.
Not
$7.99 a 6-pack.
I'm pretty sure Pilsners is like the most hated style of beer for the beer snobs.
No, well, I mean, no, because the actual definition is a fine pale ale.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the fact that this falls short proves that it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's to be a Pilsner means you have to be an excellent pale. This is not an excellent pale. This is pretty much. I hate to tell you, Lagunitas, because I do like a lot of your other beers. This is your fucking Budweiser, and I really don't give a shit for it.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest, all right? The bottle, brown bottle, simple label. I appreciate the simplicity of the label.
Well, it wouldn't catch my eye in a store or anything.
Well, no, but obviously know what it is. I mean, it's clear.
Yeah.
It's not annoying. It's just, a label.
Yeah.
Which, gives you a positive touch.
But it does remind me of a Czech Pilsner. I
guess. But, if that's a Czech Pilsner, then the Czechs know shit about beer. So let's bring it to the vote. Thumbs out. What is the final verdict? Thumbs down from Shauna.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to agree. Thumbs down. Straight down. Did not like this at all. Choking down the rest of it. Ugh.
Not exactly my favorite style.
Not mine at all either.
You boo, guys. You do it.
Last thought and reflection before we move on. When I think of a Pilsner, and it's really fun because I don't even think they refer to themselves as a Pilsner. I think of Stella Artois. That is a fine pale. And it should be considered a Pilsner for what it is. But they don't refer to it as such. But it is. That is the definition of a good Pilsner. So let's just forget that ever happened and move on to beer number 2.
Beer number 2.
All right, first off.
Dark.
Dark as fuck. This is coffee dark, people.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. I know this hopefully this will at least be better than what the last thing we drank. Even if it's not that good, it'll still be better. I'm sure that the head easily rises up with a little shake. It doesn't take much.
The smell reminds me a lot of a really good stout, or kind of like almost on the edge of a barley wine, because it does kind of have like a hoppy.
It's got a little
but it's mostly alcohol.
It's got that stout scent, definitely.
Yeah.
Let's go for the drink. Let's dive in. Oh God,
that's tasty.
That is a solid stout, and again, this reminds me of something I've had before.
That's really good.
Possibly
maybe
an oatmeal stout.
Perhaps it's got a slight sweetness to it.
Well, that would be the probably the maybe chocolate notes that are pretty typical in good stouts. I'm loving this. It's not overwhelming. It's not, dear God, jaw-dropping amazing, but this is a good beer.
I think it's pretty amazing for a beer.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the best thing in the world, but for me,
really?
it's a little bit on the lighter side for stout, if it is one, and it seems a little bit simpler to drink for me.
It comes off initially as a stout, but the smokiness.
There's a slight smokiness. I'm mostly
the smokiness makes me think it's maybe a porter. I mean, it could be, because porter is usually more smoked than that flavor, and that's the one that there's areas where a porter is similar to a stout. The smokiness is usually the porter domain.
Yeah.
But this, I mean, it's not too well defined as far as one or the other than the smokiness. I mean, the chocolate, you can go chocolate in either porters or stouts. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm actually interested to see what this is. So should we get to the reveal?
Yes.
All right, let's go for it. This is Steelhead Porter.
Never heard of them.
There you go. It was the smokiness called it. This is Mad River Brewing Company's Steelhead Porter. This traditionally styled porter is focused on complex malt characteristics balanced with a mild hop profile. Yeah, pretty mild.
Yeah.
Especially.
But I did pick up on the malts, not the malt, but the hops pretty easily on the aroma.
The addition of Scottish pleated malt gives added complexity and mild smoky flavor in the finish. They would suggest preparing game meats, sausage marinades, and slow cooking foods. Yeah, this is just the description that they gave. ABV 6.5%. Price is a little high, but I mean I don't think I'd pay this per bottle, $1.99.
Well,
per bottle.
yeah,
That's a little on the steep side. The 6-pack, $8.49. Yeah, and then the bottle. Well, okay, this is where I might have a little bit of a problem. The Steelhead bottle, it's just uber colorful. It's a little bit much. It's, I mean,
pretty fish.
What's his name?
It's
Bob
a rainbow
Ross?
trout. It looks like a rainbow trout.
What's his name? Bob Ross?
Yes.
He would be a little like, that's a lot of colors. Look at they distract from all the pretty trees. Like, I mean, it's a little much.
But if that's a rainbow trout, like I think it is, it's supposed to be colorful.
Well, yeah, but it's busy. Is what I'm saying. The inner workings of that picture are busy. A little too busy for it to matter. I think it's really something suggestible for people who make their beers and are trying to come up with designs. Don't go too many colors. Don't go too detailed of images. You want to keep it simple. You want to keep it something that people can recognize. I mean, I look at that. I'm not going to recognize it against the plethora of other beers that are obnoxious, that have totally obnoxious bottles. It's not going to stand out to me. I mean, it's just the red lettering in front of the blue and the orange. It just all kind of blends into a mishmash of rainbow crap.
I agree. I mean, when I'm at a store like Total Wine, for instance, when I'm browsing the aisles, I'm looking for something very simplistic label.
Yeah. And
if there's no pictures on it, it's just fonts, I will probably lean more towards picking that up.
Yeah.
It's something that is super colorful, especially if it's not even the right kind of colors to contrast with the rest of the label.
Which the label itself is oddly enough brown, like the bottle.
Yeah. I'm probably going to pass it up because I'm just going to think that it's just about as average of a beer as it is as far as whoever the artist is.
Yeah, it's just you have a colored background, which is in a round frame with a fish, and then that is in front of an orange kind of tarp, and below that is a red plaid tartan with with the word porter in yellow. I was like, come on, stop. They're trying to give you, that's the Mad River, and there's a fish in the Mad River. Like, I get it, but come on, just, you know what? Take out the background, take out the scenery. If you made that background instead of this colorful sky and all this forest bullshit, and you just made it brown like the rest of the bottle, and you just see the fucking fish and maybe some water, it'd be fine. It would be fine. But you had to just go and try to make a goddamn painting out of it, and it's just ridiculous.
I think this is the longest we've gone on about a label.
Yeah, just because it needs to be said, because you don't see one of these very often, but it needs to be said. You guys, listen up, okay? Simplify. Keep it simple, stupid.
But your beer is amazing.
It is amazing.
Just get the label right.
Or like we have anything more to say about this one, I think we should just probably get to rating it.
Oh, yeah.
Thumbs out. Let's see. Shauna, your vote? Come on. Which way you going?
It's not budging.
Come on. Thumbs up, thumbs down. What's the vote?
I can't give a concisive up or down or
why?
Mid. Well, it's like I like it, but I don't like it enough to pay that price for it.
So you just think you were just saying how amazing you thought this beer was, and
it is. It is really amazing, but there's so many others out there.
Yeah, well, not going off the price though.
Well, it's an upwards thumb. That's the best way.
So it's like it's higher than neutral. It's like the thumb. The thumb is trying to pull the hand up.
Yes,
but the hand isn't moving.
Yes,
because the hand is cheap.
Pretty much.
All right, and I'm gonna vote thumbs up, not a very enthusiastic thumbs up, because I thought it was a little on the expensive side, but I thought the beer was great for what it was. It was well blended, not too strong. It was good. It was a solid beer. It was a solid, decent beer, and I get a thumbs up. Like, there's super enthusiastic thumbs up. Like, holy shit! This is just my hand turned upward.
Okay.
That's what I'm giving it.
Well, I'm still gonna stay somewhat in between the middle and the top.
All right. No. So you're not a definitive top.
No.
But you're definitely not a bottom. All right. So
wow, let's get into my sex life right now.
Well, we've had a couple beers. Now, so I guess we can call it beer of show is a Steelhead Porter. Big fucking surprise, just considering that Pilsner.
Uh-huh. Well, it's not really that much to me, but whatever.
That would be it for the show. Usually we'd have a third segment, but we're still waiting on your Twitter comments.
Can I ask a question?
No. We want the audience to do it. It's your job. See, we do the show, you ask the question, and then we answer the question on the show. In any case, thanks for listening. You can find us on thebeersnobs.com, facebook.com/thebeersnobs page, and twitter.com/thebeersnobs. And subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, and youtube.com/thebeersnobs. And in case you were wondering if you want to make sure this question gets to us on Twitter or on Facebook, just type in the hashtag, because apparently Facebook has hashtags now too. Type in hashtag #AskABeerSnob, and we will answer your question on the show. Thank you, Shauna, for coming out.
Oh, thank you for the beer.
Yeah, well, I didn't pay for it. Thank Hef for that one.
Thank you, Hef.
So, thank you for being here. Do you have anything to you'd like to plug before we're out of here?
A Beer Quest.
Beer Quest.
Beerquest.com. I don't know how to fucking spell it. Help me here.
BEERQWEST.
Yes.
.com.
Yes.
And what is BeerQuest.com?
BeerQuest.com. Basically, it highlights all across the country, but mostly in SoCal on the West Coast. It highlights, places like homebrew stores, liquor stores, as well as breweries and, more like restaurant, kind of like pubs, like gastropubs, etc., etc. Give them a shot. You might find something that you've never tried before and you really like.
All right, Beer Quest with a W, beerquest.com. And that is it for the show. Thanks a lot for listening, and we will see you next year.
Oh, yeah. Toodles.
Auf Wiedersehen.